All right, okay. Hello and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Larison Charles from Easy Markets, and this is the Daily Pitch International breaking news section. So, look, today we have some important economic data sets coming out. So, today, tomorrow as well, as you know, we have the NFPs. But today, I just wanted to point out that there are some key important metrics. Apart from the ADP employment change number, we also have the ISM Services PMI. But I'll jump into all that before we go further. As always, we need to have a quick read through our risk disclaimer. So yes, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Right. Also, just before we jump into everything, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. So, ladies and gentlemen, now let me just jump into the economic data sets. So, today we have the ISM PMIs, the ISM Services PMIs, because look, on Tuesday we had the ISM Manufacturing PMI, and that did not really sparkle with the market in general. As you remember, Tuesday was not a very good day for the stock market, and it sold off just like crazy. Although the manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing PMI, did not, let's say, come out that bad. I mean, it came very close to forecast, but still failed to beat it. Still, it was higher than the previous. So now all eyes are going to be on the ISM Services PMI because that's going to be quite interesting to see as well. What's going to happen? Look, the problem that I have here with the services PMI is that we have been a bit on a roller coaster ride. Either it's in expansion territory or it's below, or it's in contraction. Expansion, contraction, expansion. So if we're following the same pattern, then logically speaking, today we should get like a number which is below 50, basically. But again, look, don't take my word for it. I mean, there's no kind of logic maybe to this. However, just wanted you to be aware that look, we have been, like I said, on this roller coaster ride. So the numbers initially, they were okay. They were constantly above, since the beginning of this year, they were constantly above 50 all the way up until the May release, when we got the numbers in May. And yes, then we saw a drop below 50. Then again, the next month it kind of recovered. Then we dropped again below and then recovered. And like I said, it's just like if you want it or not, you suddenly start thinking, hey, will we get a lower number? Well, the current forecast is for a lower number, but not that low. It's still in the expansion territory above the previous 51.4. So the expectation is for the 51.1. However, if by any chance today we get some sort of a surprise and we get the number below 50, well, if we look at the stock market, I mean, I've covered this in my webinars, in my live webinars. You can also check out those on our YouTube channel. Yeah, look, for now everything's looking still somewhat bearish, because if we look at the S&P here, we dropped below my 45-day EMA here, shown as the red line. We fell below the 5,533 zone as well. Here, a good area of support previously seen, now can be seen as a good area of resistance. Yesterday, as you can see, we did violate both of these levels again, and we traveled back up, but we struggled to remain above that. So that's my problem right now, that the downside scenario is not off the table. And today, let's say if the we have the ADP number today, and we have the ISM Services PMI. If that number comes out lower, that services PMI comes out lower, below 50 even, now that's where, yes, we could see further declines. In general, at the moment, just let's say ignoring any data, if you would just purely look at this from the technical perspective, I'm leaning still towards the downside, just because we're holding below my 45-day EMA here. If we continue to trade and we struggle to overcome it, then yes, my next target is the 100-day EMA, shown as the green line right there. Of course, there is not a great situation on the Dow here as well. I'm still kind of pointing a little bit more towards the towards the downside. And yep, look, unless we start pushing back above this territory here and back above this maybe little short-term upside line, which, don't get me wrong, is a little bit on the tentative side. It's not the most important line here to focus on, but I'm just having it for the sake of it just for now. But yeah, look, I mean, if the number comes out bad, then yes, it could just kind of add to all this negativity that we experienced on Tuesday. In terms of the US dollar, what could happen here? Look, with the US dollar, I'm being very careful and cautious. I'm just observing the price action because for me to get excited with something here, at least, I need to see a push back above the 102 zone right here, which kind of so far is doing a good job in providing support and resistance in different scenarios here. If we do climb back above it, I'll go for a larger correction to the upside. The reason why I'm saying correction is because we're still below this downside line, taken from the high of the 2nd of July. And if we do continue to respect that line, then don't forget that the downside scenario is not off the table. In general, right now, the downside scenario is also not off the table, but I will get a little bit more excited with that downside scenario if we do drop below this area right there. Let me just quickly maybe highlight this for our future reference. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this area between 100 and 100.4, 100.3 zone, if we clear that, yes, great, more sellers could join in. So in terms of, let's say, pairs, looking at the other dollar pairs, this is something that we need to keep an eye on today. USD JPY. With this one, let me just clear up the chart here a little bit. So we fell below my upside line here and below my 143.93 zone. I talked about this in one of my live webinars. And yes, so far we are on the right track towards the downside. Let's see if this is going to continue drifting lower. Of course, there is something inside of me which is saying, hey, Darius, maybe actually this is going to end up being something like this, where we are going to form something like a falling wedge pattern here. Now, if that's the case, then according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the upside. And yep, so we could expect something like this. So basically, long story short, if, let's say, we wouldn't have any data today, I would maybe, consider this idea for now. But because we have some important data coming out, which could change the course of the, of just the, change the course of everything, how it's already meant to maybe go. But yeah, I mean, some data, if, like I said, if by any chance we do get some sort of a surprise in the ISM and it comes out much higher, then we could see some positivity here in the US dollar, and we could see, this one rebounding and pushing nicely to the upside. And of course, people would be getting out of the, the yen, just because, I mean, at the moment, like, everybody's in the yen just because they're worried that we could see, further declines in the stock market. So the yen being as a safe haven is always attractive. So yes, looking, like I said, looking at these scenarios, like I said, don't forget, today we have the ISM Services PMI number. Tomorrow we'll get the job numbers from the US. So yes, we'll keep an eye on that one. Hopefully you enjoyed the session. This is where I'll have to wrap it up a little very quickly because I'm running out of time. So look, I hope you found this useful, enjoyed this quick little video. Look, I will be producing more of these later on, so stay tuned. You can always subscribe to our channel. That would really help us a lot, of course, as you know, everything helps like that. So yes, I hope you'll stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. And I shall see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.